Your information and conversation program brought to you by Eliason Financial. You can voice your opinion by calling 672-KROE. That's 672-5763. Now, your host for Public Pulse, Floyd Whiting.
Public Pulse, I'm Floyd Whiting. In a short while, Main Street in Sheridan will look very different. WYDOT and the city are planning a major reconstruction project. And here to talk a little on how you can learn more about this upcoming event and more is the Chief Executive Officer of the Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce, Dixie Johnson. Good morning, Dixie.
Good morning, Floyd.
Now, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. Just fantastic. Spent some time with the grandkids. Had a lovely golf outing out at the Powderhorn. It was just with some wonderful friends. It was a beautiful day.
And a
beautiful weekend.
Great weekend for that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful weather outside.
Absolutely.
The wife took the dogs for a walk. I stayed and tried to dry carpet after a flooding incident in the house.
That's not fun.
It's just one of those things. You just got to give it time.
Right.
Time and lots of fans, right?
You can't rush it.
It's a horrible job. Now, from what we've learned so far, the Main Street project is going to be quite the show, quite a project that's going to be going up there. And they're going to be doing it in intervals. That way, all of Main Street isn't under construction at one time.
Right. That's, to the best of my knowledge, you're correct. And I'm sure you probably have been talking to WYDOT a few times,
Laura
right?
Dallas is amazing.
Yeah,
Yep.
She really is. And, really, what we want to make sure people know and just kind of help spread the word that there will be a public meeting this Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. And it'll be on the second floor conference room of ERA Carroll Realty. So if anybody wants to know kind of what those final plans are, it'll be a great opportunity for people to show up. They can look at the map, I believe. You'll hear from WYDOT and I'm sure the city of Sheridan, since it's a combined project. And yeah, it's not going to be fun, but it is definitely necessary. So that'll start in the spring of 2023, and it's planned to be a 2-year project.
That's the plan as of right now.
Right. Right. Hopefully everything will go, according to plan with the least amount of disruption, as possible. And I know WYDOT, they're great partners. I know they've been talking to businesses already, between the Chamber, the Downtown Sheridan Association, the city, WYDOT, and our businesses, especially on Main Street. It's going to be really important that we do the best that we can to make sure we still get people into those businesses, so signage, traffic, control, some of that, being able to have some pedestrian traffic and it's all going to be, of course, dependent on what WYDOT and Main Street, put together as far as their plans. But I know that's a priority, and it has been. We've been talking with them for a couple of years, knowing that this project was coming up in 23, and it will have an impact on business. But we're hoping to, to help lessen the severity of the impact. Summertime is, we always have a lot of visitors here in Sheridan. My understanding is that they will hopefully only close a small section of blocks, maybe 3 blocks at a time, and they'll start working their way south. I think it's going to take place from First Street to Burkett, and Coffee. And so anyway, we're on Main Street. If anybody said, hey, are you looking forward to it? I'd say no, but you know what? I am looking forward to. The city needs to replace some of their infrastructure, right? Some utilities, and they're way past being aged out. So it's time. And so, won't be fun, but they're doing a great job, and we're hoping to continue to work with them to make sure that we drive people to businesses.
In those conversations that I've had with WYDOT, they certainly understand, how critical downtown is to Sheridan. I mean, we have a vibrant, beautiful downtown, and folks, I'm here to tell you, I try to walk in the downtown area of every little town that I visit, every little city that I visit. And I've done 2 staycations up here in the northern parts of Wyoming over the past 2 years. And I will say, beyond any doubt, that Sheridan probably has, the most beautiful downtown in our area, or the entire region. The conversations with Laura, she understands that we don't want to disrupt that.
Right.
We want to keep it just the
Right.
way it is. So this is hopefully just going to be doing some improving. Now, Dixie, within these conversations, the one thing that I always kind of forget to ask, and maybe you don't know, are they going to be widening sidewalks at all in this project that you know of?
Well, come to the meeting this Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. and find out. I know I've seen some different initial plans, and I haven't talked to them recently enough to know what the final plans were. I believe they aren't planning on widening the sidewalks necessarily, but I think they're doing some additional maybe bump outs on the corners. I don't know for sure if that made it into the final plan or not. But it's again the impact to business. We want to lessen it as much as we possibly can, and so we're going to do everything we can to promote, direct, help make sure that there's adequate signage and all of that. Again, White House has been a great partner. The city's a great partner. Downtown Sheridan Association is a great partner in this. And so, just want to make the public aware that this will be happening starting in the spring.
And the chamber's role in all of this, like you said, promoting downtown, trying to get people down there, even with all the construction that will be happening. Have you been involved? Have they involved you in every step of this process?
We've been involved. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
fantastic.
We've had, from some casual meetings to some more formal meetings with them. We met at Java Moon a couple years ago. I mean, actually, I don't even know how many years ago it was when they were, Whiteout was one of our programs at one of our chamber lunches, and they were talking about their STIP, the State Transportation Improvement Plan. They've been trying to get the word out for quite a long time, letting people know, hey, this is on the calendar. This is going to happen. It has to happen, right? And so just trying to get the word out as much as they can. So yes, we've been involved and at least in the know for quite some time.
That's fantastic. Now, tell us about the upcoming chamber lunch program.
So also that same day, October 12th, which happens to be my daughter's birthday, I'll have a daughter turning 34 on Wednesday, which is just, I can't believe, because then I have to realize that I'm getting that old. But anyway, on Wednesday, October 12th, we'll have our chamber lunch program that'll be held at the Best Western Sheridan Center. It's going to be a great menu. I'm sure they're going to serve up some chicken parmesan, asparagus, cannoli. So coming out to the Best Western on Wednesday, 11:30 to 1. And it's $20 a person to register. That covers the program, that covers our speaker, that covers the lunch and the full lunch buffet, including dessert and beverages. And our program, we're really excited, will be our Leadership Sheridan County 2023. 20. I'm already skipping ahead because I was talking about the construction. 2022 graduation of our leadership and celebration of that class. We'll have a great speaker. Aaron Kilbride, who is a former executive director at the Tongue River Valley Community Center, will be our speaker. And Aaron, I don't know if you know Aaron, I'm sure she's been on the show a time or two. But she really does embody leadership, and she's going to be talking a little bit with our group just kind of about how we can make a difference. And so Erin served in her role for about 16 years out at the Tongue River Valley Community Center, really grew that into what it is today. During that time, while she had a degree in, I think, exercise and sports science, she went back to school and obtained her master's degree in administration with an emphasis on organizational leadership. She's a friend. She's previous Fab Woman of the Year. She's just really, truly is somebody that I think I'm excited to hear from. And I know that those in attendance will take away some things from her talk on leadership. So again, it's open to anybody who would like to attend, $20 a person, and you can register at SheridanWyomingChamber.org or give us a call at the office tomorrow and register. And I say tomorrow because our office is actually closed today for Columbus Day.
Oh, fantastic. Now, folks, if you want to learn how you can make a difference within your community, take a leadership role, this is the Chamber Lunch program for you. And I also want to say congratulations to all of those who have graduated the Leadership Sheridan County program. This is one of my favorite programs, and I'm pretty sure one day I'll probably bite the bullet and just throw in an application, Dixie.
Well, they're open right now. Applications are open right now. And with this year's graduating class, we'll have 391 alumni of that program. And we started the program in 1993, working through it, and graduated our first class in 1994.
And we'll talk a little bit more on how you can put in one of those applications for yourself right now. That'll come up in the second part of the show. But as of right now, how about Business After Hours?
So Business After Hours is scheduled for the third Wednesday of the month. So next week, which when I think about it, I can't believe next week is the third week of October.
It's just flying by.
Right. So Business After Hours and Business Before Hours are hosted at different member businesses. And so next week from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Sheridan Press. They'll host Business After Hours. That's the 19th. It's open to anybody who would like to attend. There are great door prizes, food and beverage. And so come on out. See us at Business After Hours.
All right. And on that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll have more with the Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce. This is Public Pulse at 930 KROE at 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
At Eliason Financial, money management isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about dreams and opportunities, and more importantly, family. We'll take time to get to know you. Then we'll develop a unique wealth management plan that works hard, just like you. To learn more about who we are and what our wealth management advisors can do for you, visit Eliason Financial online or call 307-672-3010. Securities offered through Royal Alliance Associates, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
You know, the pioneers crossed the vast wilderness in covered wagons, yet today a lot of their offspring actually have to set alarms to remind them when to drink water. If you're needing water, all you have to do is call 307 Wildcat Well Service, a local company that specializes in locating water, drilling in pumps, even solar-powered water wells. So for water wells and all that goes with them, look for 307 Wildcat Well Service in the Country Bounty, and you too will have cool, clean water. Water.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Hi, this is Ada Curvin with Sheridan Memorial Hospital Foundation. I want to remind everyone about the importance of cancer screening and early detection in the fight against this disease. We hope you will come out with your family and friends and join us at beautiful Whitney Park on Saturday, October 15th to support our annual event, The Link, Partners in Pink. All proceeds this year support patients at the Welch Cancer Center through the Foundation's Comfort Care Program. See you on the 15th.
Register online at SheridanHospital.org.
The following message is presented by Century 21 BHJ, 101 South Main.
YO Play is hosting the National Storytelling Network's event Telebration in November at the YO Theater. Do you have a story that you would like to tell as part of a night of storytelling? YO Play is inviting community members to submit their story ideas by October 10th to be considered for joining the lineup. We hope to receive a mixture of personal, historical, folktales, myths, and cultural stories in order to highlight a variety of talents and styles. For more information, visit yotheater.com today.
Opening a new business can be stressful. Cloud Peak Accounting will get you over the hurdles of establishing and launching your new business, like setting up your bookkeeping and payroll systems, registering with all government agencies, tax planning and compliance, and all the other details you haven't even thought of yet. Whether you've been in business for years or are contemplating the launch of a new business, contact Cloud Peak Accounting for a consultation. Visit cloudpeakcpa.com.
Welcome back to Public Pulse, brought to you by our friends out there at Eliason Financial. I'm Floyd Whiting. This morning, I'm with the Chief Executive Officer of the Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce, Dixie Johnson. We've been discussing the upcoming Chamber Lunch Program, the Business After Hours, and the upcoming Main Street Construction Project public meeting. Again, that's going to be held Wednesday, October 12th, 5 to 6 on the second floor of ERA Carroll Realty. That's going to be in the conference room. Plan to attend and review the final plans that are going to be coming to fruition in the spring of 2023. Now, with the general elections right around the corner, maybe you're finding yourself behind on some of the issues, or you don't know your candidates well enough. Now, there is a great way to learn much more before you head to the ballot. Dixie, can you tell me about that is Tongue River Valley Candidate Forum?
Right, absolutely. We are happy to partner with the Tongue River Valley Community Center, and we've been doing this for several years when we've had election years to host a candidate forum out in the valley. And so I don't know if you recall, but we hosted 2 candidate forums on September 26th and 27th. We held those at the WYO Performing Arts and Education Center. And those recordings of those candidate forums are still available on our website, on our YouTube channel. So you can access those if you want to learn more about your candidates. But we also will be having another in-person candidate forum at the Tongue River Valley Community Center in Dayton on October 25th. That'll start at 6 p.m. And it's been a great partnership. So our Government Affairs Committee, they work with the TRVCC, and we've invited, and I don't know who's all confirmed their attendance yet, but we've invited candidates for Sheridan College trustees, Sheridan County School District Number 1 trustees, State Senator District 21, the Dayton mayoral candidates, the Ranchester mayoral candidates, and Dayton Town Council. So there will be an opportunity for people who might have some questions that they could ask, that could be asked of all the candidates, to submit those in writing. We'll have question evaluators there that will go through, because we have such a limited time. Sometimes they have to combine or tweak a couple of questions, but then they'll be given to a moderator who will then ask the candidates those questions. So that'll be held in TRVCC, 6 p.m., open to the public on October 25th. Hope to see everybody out there.
Now, Dixie, is there anything that you're watching closely?
Everything.
Everything. Hey, that's, yeah.
Everything. You know, interestingly, I was a resident of the Tongue River Valley for 27 years. It's really, something I feel very strongly in, that community. I still sit on the Tongue River Valley Community Center Board of Directors. So I feel very passionate out there, but I no longer live out there. So I'll be voting in Sheridan. So I'll be voting for School District Number 2, City Council, et cetera. But for a long time, I voted out there, for District 1, et cetera. So I am very interested in all of them. And I really hope our goal with our Government Affairs Committee, and the reason that we put on these candidate forums, is really to try to help get more information out there so people then can make some decisions based on information that they learn from the candidates, right?
Absolutely.
Not from us, from the candidates. And so I just really encourage people to check out our YouTube and or come out to that candidate forum and, make sure you vote.
Yeah.
That's the other biggest thing. Make sure
Absolutely.
you vote. They have a lot of candidates for a lot of positions, and it's critical to have, strong leaders who are going to be passionate about, education, the community, moving the community forward, et cetera. So,
and we've got so many issues facing us now here in the state of Wyoming. We've got all kinds of issues facing our mineral industry, and our battle with the feds on that one. In the past, do you feel that the participation of these forums is up to what you would like to see? Or would you like to see more participation both from maybe the community and from some of these candidates?
Oh, absolutely. So for instance, when we had our candidate forums on the 26th of September, we had 4 of the 6 Sheridan College trustee candidates able to attend. And I wish everybody, people have schedules, right? And when we schedule them, it never works for everybody.
Sometimes they've got something to do.
And we had 12 of the 15 School District 2 candidates confirm attendance, but only 11 showed up. But that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think we've had really strong participation. We had the governor back on the 27th, and he was here for our primary candidate forum and our general election candidate forum, so that was great. We have strong participation. If the candidates, I believe, can make it and are running for the right reasons, they'll be there.
Yeah.
As far as the audience participation, we saw fewer people in attendance in person in the audience the 26th and 27th than we did in our primary election candidate forums. However, our views were really strong, and it continued to be the YouTube recordings continue to be watched, and our live stream
great.
was watched.
Yeah.
I know in the primary candidate forums all together, we had about 300 attend 2 nights of candidate forums. And then we had over 2,000 views.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that I thought that was really great.
Yeah.
Really great. And so we're looking, again, it's not about us. It's about trying to help get the information out there, make it available, encourage people to, scroll through if they want to learn a little bit more about the candidates, because it's critical that we have, it's great to see so many people, throwing their hat in the ring. We just want to make sure that people are doing it for the right reason, and people can make some of those informed decisions when they go to the polls.
Absolutely. And it's great to hear that you've got so many great views on those recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Those well, they're not tape anymore. Let's
Aging
date
yourself.
myself right there. All right. Now, Leadership Wyoming, I told you we'd talk about it. They are accepting applications for the 2023 class this month. Dixie, we went over this, but let's review. What do I need?
So actually, it's Leadership Sheridan County. It's our program. Just
that's my
wanted to
bad.
clarify
My
that
bad.
that's okay. There is a great program called Leadership Wyoming. But Leadership Sheridan County 2023 class, we're taking applications this month. We have a steering committee that oversees the program. The program is run by the Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and it is a 10-month program. It's been very popular. We've had, for the last several years, more applications than we've had spots available
great.
because there
That's
are
great to
limited
hear.
spots. But the program will kick off in January with an orientation. In February, they go to Cheyenne. The class will go down to Cheyenne, observe legislature, visit the Capitol. It's a great, great trip. And then we start our regular monthly modules in March. So March through October, there are monthly modules that kind of dive into different facets of our community. So one module will be city government. Another one would be economic development. Another one might be community history and the arts. And then we also have education and youth services. We have natural resources. We have county government. So over the next 7 months, there are those full-day modules. The last month is a half-day module in our graduation, and that happens in October. But we've had such great interest, participation, and wonderful focus from our steering committee to continually improve the program to make sure that there's value for the people that are attending. So if anybody's interested, now is the month to fill out that application and get it into us. There's a matrix that all of the information goes into, and the steering committee always has a really, really challenging job to select those participants, but a number of factors are taken into account there. But please take some time, fill out that application, and get it into us.
Now, real quick, if I filled out an application for a previous class and there just
Good
wasn't
question.
enough room, do I
Right.
have to fill out another one?
You could submit the application you submitted for the previous class. You could redo it and submit it. But no, we don't just roll those over and hold those
Okay.
over, because this is a commitment, right? It's a full day every month, at least for about 10 months. And it's a commitment that both you and your employer have to say, yeah, we have the time, we will take the time, we'll make sure that this person is in attendance, right? And so life happens, and so something might have changed. So we don't just roll those over, but we do encourage people who've applied before to put another application in. Spend a little time on that application, really answering the questions, and get those into us, because it's a great program, and it's so fun to see and hear all the positive comments from people who've gone through it.
Now, one more time, when is the deadline for those?
October 31st.
October 31st, folks. You got till the end of the month. If you're throwing on your costume, it may be too late, because there's a lot of folks trying to get into this class. Now, it's that time of year. The Christmas Stroll registrations. What do we know?
So Christmas Stroll will be held Friday, November 25th. And what we learned from COVID was that an all-day event was kind of popular. So we kept it last year. We did a hybrid, and we had an all-day plus an all-day stroll, kicking it off in the morning, and then an evening event. We're looking forward to doing that again this year. The theme for this year, for those people who are wanting to think about decorating their businesses, is Snow Globe Christmas. On October 26th, the winning button design, young artist, will be awarded chamber bucks given her frame design with the mayor at a ceremony at City Hall. So that's exciting. But really what I'm wanting to get the word out about now, Floyd, is that those businesses interested in participating, please get your registrations in to the chamber by the 21st of October, if possible. That's next week. That helps us get all of the marketing material, lots of promotional material as a participating business goes out and is included around Christmas Stroll. And the whole idea, the driver for Christmas Stroll is, yes, to celebrate and kick off the holiday season, but it's really about supporting those local businesses and encouraging people to shop local. So we're excited about this year's stroll. But if you're a business and thinking about it, now's the time to get those registrations in.
Absolutely. And what a great event. I'm always talking about Sheridan downtown, but every time me and the wife go walking down there, we end up finding something that we didn't even know that we needed.
Right. And that's a great thing, isn't it?
It's a great thing. Now, real quick, we're running out of time, but the community review, community survey, Thriving 2035, what do folks need to know?
Okay, I'm sure people have heard about it. If they haven't, give me a call at the chamber at 672-2485, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it. But there is a survey available right now. Area partners in economic development are working with Wyoming Business Council on a community review. The survey is part 1, and so we encourage people to take that survey if they haven't yet. You can find it on our website, on the city's website, on the county's website. But then there will be listening sessions the first week of November, I think the 1st and 2nd, 3rd, around that time. So look for a schedule on that. But I just wanted to remind people to get their surveys completed. That's really a great opportunity for people to have a say in what they want our community to look like in 10 to 15 years. So, so rather than complaining about what we look like in 10 to 15 years, bring your voice, bring your values, fill out that quick survey. It only takes a few minutes. And then I'll be back on Public Pulse, or some of us will, and we'll talk about the listening sessions that people can attend. There will be several of them scheduled for November 2nd and 3rd. So kind of mark your calendars there. And that'll be in addition to the survey and be able to give an opportunity for people to bring their voice.
And we'll have that show on October 31st. So make sure that you tune in. And we're going to talk about this survey. This is the direction we want our community to go, folks, and you can add your 2 cents. Dixie, as always, it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks, Floyd. It's great to see you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to speak with Dr. Vivian Tran. This is Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM. Sheridan.
At Eliason Financial, money management isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about dreams and opportunities, and more importantly, family. We'll take time to get to know you. Then we'll develop a unique wealth management plan that works hard, just like you. To learn more about who we are and what our wealth management advisors can do for you, visit Eliason Financial online or call 307-672-3010. Securities offered through Royal Alliance Associates, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Hi, this is Chance Harris.
And I'm Laura Witchick. Did you know Harker Mellinger provides services to help you with your payroll and accounting problems or business concerns?
Schedule an appointment today to discuss how our professional staff can find the solutions that work best for you.
Harker Mellinger has been providing quality service for Sheridan area businesses for over 37 years.
Remember, you get our exclusive fixed fee, 1 monthly fee, unlimited phone calls and meetings. Call Harker Mellinger today, 672-0785.
The owners and staff at Cain's Funeral Home would like to thank the families of Sheridan and Johnson counties for choosing Cain's and allowing them to serve you during these hard times. Cain Funeral Home makes it their mission to take the stress and uncertainty out of ceremonial services. They own and operate the only crematory in Sheridan County, so your loved one is always in their care. Cain's Funeral Home, Call 673-5837 or visit them online at canefuneral.com.
Sheridan Orthopedic Associates continues its over 50-year tradition of surgical excellence in Northeast Wyoming and Southern Montana with the addition of Dr. Jory Wasserberger, a Wyoming native, and fellowship trained at the Mayo Clinic in Orthopedic Sports Medicine. Dr. Wasserberger joins a team of highly rated surgeons providing spine, sports, hand, hip, knee, and shoulder surgery, joint replacement, and more, including emergency care 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at SheridanOrtho.com to learn more.
I'm here today with Candace Crane from Sheridan Honda and Power Sports.
Tommy, hi. I have some exciting news.
Oh, tell me what?
Sheridan Honda has new cars on the lot.
Are they all-wheel drive?
Of course they are. We have 4 models with real-time all-wheel drive. The CR-V and HR-V have Honda's intelligent control system, which is great in inclement weather or rough terrain. And if you're wanting something a little bit more rugged, the Passport and Pilot have intelligent traction management with snow, sand, and mud mode.
Those are great options. Visit Sheridan Honda to pre-order or drive home in your new Honda today.
Considering a big project and don't know where to begin? Wagner Ranch Services can help. Our experienced staff of engineers and equipment operators can take your project from the design and permitting phase right up through construction and completion. Wagner Ranch Services can design, permit, and construct roads, reservoirs and ponds, excavate foundations, install utilities, and more. We can handle projects big and small from start to finish. Wagner Ranch Services, 13 Industrial Lane. Give us a call at 752-2787.
Good morning. Welcome back to Public Pulse. I'm Floyd Whiting. Mindfulness, a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. Now used as a therapeutic technique, this state of being in the moment may seem like a very small thing. Maybe you think it's easy to achieve, but this is much deeper, a deeper sense of acceptance than many have faced before. And joining me to talk about mindfulness and the benefits of simply being present is psychologist Dr. Vivian Tran. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Fantastic.
Would you pull that microphone in just a little?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Doc. Now, let's start from the beginning for some individuals who may be listening out there but don't know. What is mindfulness?
There's many definitions, but one of the most common and the most used, including in research, is John Kabat-Zinn's definition. It's intending to be aware in the present moment, which is through the 5 senses, and without judgment. Now, not so easy to do when we have a judging machine everywhere we go, right? Inside of us. That is the best, most common definition.
Now, to be present in the moment. Mm-hmm. In the course of my own research for many years, I thought that there would be some sort of trance that we entered into, that if I found someone in the middle of meditation, mm-hmm. well, they're not really here, right? They're not paying attention to what's going on around them. It is the exact opposite, isn't it? They're taking in everything that's going on around them.
Yeah, so the practice itself, you may choose an object of attention to keep your mind in so you know when you wander off. But when you're truly in a state of mindfulness, you're much more in tune with what is inside of you, what is around you, and the spacing between people. So it's a bigger sense of awareness. And you're right, it's encompassing everything. When you are more mindful, you are tending to everything at once. The thing that is removed, or the attempt is to really be there as things are, as they're showing up, versus the ideas, expectations, the rumination, the thoughts, or the avoidance, or the grasping. So often when we find something that we enjoy, we want more of it, and it's never enough, right? Or we find something that is painful, we want to avoid it, distance ourselves. So the mindfulness state of being present, it's accepting and being in tune with what's showing up, be that positive or negative, and just observing that state. So you actually are more present. You're not tuned out. Now you can do that for practicing like meditation. You can tune out. But the state of mindfulness is not a tuning out. It's not a distraction. It's not an avoidance. It's the opposite. It's a leaning into.
It's like an awareness.
Yes.
A heightened level of awareness, I think I would say. And like when and this is a rough comparison, but when a hunter's in the woods, for the listeners out there, and he's listening and she's smelling and she's in tune and waiting for that snap twig or waiting for that movement. They're hearing and absorbing everything around them. It's kind of like that, folks, but you're sitting by yourself, simply accepting everything as it comes to you, whether that be temperature, sound,
internal states.
Internal states. Oh yeah, we're gonna. That's where the problem comes up a lot. Now, I've got a list of questions here that I want to ask you, but you know me, and I digress. The state of meditation is something I do want to pay attention to and talk about, because a lot of people say, well, I've tried it. I sat down for a while. I gave it 5 minutes. It just didn't take. This is a practice a lot like lifting weights, isn't it? It's something, you got to start small. You're not going to go in and take 300 pounds over top of your head instantly. So I would say sitting down to meditate, it's not going to be, 2 hours and I just wasn't there,
Right, and I think what shows up is a lot of expectations that if I am sitting in meditation, I'm going to feel peaceful. If I'm sitting in meditation, I'm going to feel zen, and the reality is meditation is just the practice of attending to an object, be that my breath or the sounds or whatever I pick to attend to. And when I am distracted, I notice that I'm distracted and I bring myself back. So you do that over and over and over again. That is the practice. Your mind may be busy. So I notice my thoughts are busy, and then I don't get engaged in that thinking, go back to attending to my breath or sounds or visual phenomena, whatever I picked. So that is meditation. So when you're doing that, you are building the skills. There's two main skills we're building when we're sitting in meditation. So when we're able to attend to the object that we picked, so let's say the breath, for example, and I'm keeping up, I'm noticing all the breath, I'm noticing the qualities, the in and out, I'm building attention and concentration. When I get distracted, you don't even know that you're distracted. Your mind is in La La Land. You have left the building, like Elvis left the building, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize Elvis has left the building. That moment that you realize you were gone, there's a part of you that is building insight. Something in you say, wait a minute, I was supposed to be attending to my breath, and now I'm thinking about laundry. Let me come back. So that is the skill. That is what you do. So mindfulness, sitting in meditation is not often peaceful. The consequences are you feel more peaceful as you get out of the cushion, as I would say, and you go through the day, you're more centered, you're more focused, you're more able to attend, you have a sense of well-being. All the benefits of meditation happen, even if your mind is busy. So it doesn't look a certain way. Every time I sit in meditation, it's different. There has been not one single time in 15, 16 years, well, longer than that, 20 years of practice now, that I actually have the same state every time.
Yeah.
And that is actually something that people don't realize. When you meditate a long time, then you got this Zen state, and you've gone to this place, and you're fully in tune with your breath, and there is amazing experience. The next time you sit, your mind is just as busy. And now you're grasping, trying to attain that sense again. So that is not meditation, right? Meditation is just the practice of sitting, and I'm going to choose to attend to what I'm attending to. And then once I'm gone, I bring myself gently back to that attention. That's it.
Without chastising yourself.
Yes.
Because this is it's a very natural process. Even when I sit and meditate, I do the Elvis has left the building. Usually I do like a self-check, sit, how does my head feel, shoulders, all the way down, and relax. And even even before I hit the knees, how do my knees feel today? I get off on a thought, I got to get this done today. I got to make sure that this is finished today. Oh, well, what time is this going to? And all of a sudden you're like, man, how did I wander down that hallway?
Yeah.
You know? And so you got to turn yourself around and come back. But everybody does that. You've been doing this most of your life. You do that, don't you?
Yes. And the more I meditate, the more I'm able to sustain attention. So the normal average human being that is older than 35 years old, the attention is 2 to 4 seconds. That's how
2 to 4 seconds.
That's it.
Wow.
And after 2 or 4 seconds, we in La La Land, we don't know that we are. Sometimes I had a meditator, a teacher. I was like, I'm gone, but I'm still counting, because one of the practices to count your breath to know that you are attending. And the teacher said, well, the ego knows how to count too. So the mind is very tricky, and you don't even know that you're not attending, right? And if you're below 35, it's 1 to 2 seconds now because of technology and phones, and movies are much faster. So we're actually training and becoming inattentive, right?
Yeah.
So when you're able to practice a long time and you're consistently practicing, that means every day, you are able to attend longer. That's just it. You're able to catch things. And then when you're really meditating a long time, there's like 10 stages. It takes like 30 years to achieve the last stage, if you achieve it. Most people are stuck on the first and second stage for 20 years, right? So, and I'm not going to go over into all those complicated ideas, but when I am practicing, I can catch a thought before the bubbling of a thought.
You can feel
the
it coming.
consciousness of a thought popping in. You can slow down enough to catch that. You can be more in tune with your thoughts and be less attached to it, right? So those are some of the benefits. It's not that your mind is clear. Most of us don't meditate 11 hours a day for 30 years to achieve a total clear state of mind, but we can catch it. We have more power now that I know what I'm thinking, and that is influencing how I feel and what I do. I now have choice. I am having those angry thoughts, but I don't need to kick the dog or snap at the wife or the husband, right? So there's a sense of well-being that comes out of full acceptance that those thoughts are there. It doesn't have to mean anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to guide my behavior because I'm no longer unconscious.
And see, I think a lot of people don't understand that is kind of the goal for the everyman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those of us who are laymen, we're not meditation masters in any way, but there is something about it. When I get up off of my mat, I feel more at peace. And whether that be from, being able to sit and meditate and get my thoughts kind of together, get it in a row. Okay, now I've got more organization. It's like cleaning up your desktop on your computer. Everything's just flooding everything else, and it's just too much to see past. But we gently start organizing that stuff, standing up. You got a clear screen for the day, and you can address your issues. That's just one thought of meditation.
Right, and you are correct. So research has backed up that even lay meditators that meditate 5 to 10 minutes a day, that's it. And they're busy, they're sitting, it's a frustrating process, meditating. It's uncomfortable sometimes. Even those people get all the benefits of mindfulness.
Wow.
The well-being that comes of it, the peace, the tranquility. I mean, there's an increased sense of that. That's it. You don't need to be an expert meditator to get the benefits.
And there's individuals out there who work so hard to make sure that they can walk up the mountain for hunting season. They can lift up that heavy weight. And maybe I'm trying to run a 5, 10K. And so I go out and I work that out. We never think, well, it's becoming more popular, but we rarely think I need to exercise my brain, and not just your brain, your spirit. And I know that's something that I don't really generally talk about, is that kind of spirit, the soul, the mind, the body. But it really does align, whether you buy into it or not. The research shows that individuals feel better, are able to control their emotions better.
Yes, they're more effective at dealing with their emotions. And in addition, there's physiological changes, low blood pressure, a decreased heart rate. I mean, lower response to stress. But they also have found that people that meditate, I mean, this is preliminary, well, there's a lot of meditation research on this, but that it increases working memory, your ability to hold information for that temporary state. And it's kind of almost like it reduces the effects of dementia. It can delay, it can make it, yes. So the more you meditate, because you exercise in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Exercise, like also physical exercise, there's a connection with dementia, right? Like the more sedentary you are. So the body and the mind is not separate. So when you exercise your mind, it's not a muscle, but as if it was a muscle, you make it stronger. So whatever was going to be, there's a delay on any harmful effects or whatever damage you have done for your brain and how that's accumulated over time, right? I have a horrible memory. Meditation, I can't tell the meditation has helped me with my memory, but I wouldn't imagine how much worse it would be.
Right? Yeah.
Right. And again, meditation is not only sitting in a cushion and, like people say, navel gazing.
Yeah.
That is formal meditation when you really set aside a time and you're doing it in a particular way. But we also have what we call mindfulness in action, which is you can be mindful throughout your day to different things. That's still meditation. So, as you're sitting here, if you're noticing sounds, how sounds are going around in this, how we are looking at each other. So this awareness, it is mindfulness.
Yeah.
So you can carry throughout the day through your activities. You don't have to slow down or not do something to be meditating.
I once read an account of a monk, a Tibetan monk, who said that every chore that he had to do throughout his day, he meditated on that chore. So all I have to do is go get water from the well. That seems like something very small and something that I'm thinking about 10,000 different things from here to the well. I'm thinking about 10,000 different things while I'm getting the water and then 10,000 more on the way back to the house. But if I focus on just walking to the well, focus on just getting water from the well and just walking back and often like a chore, like doing the dishes, something I'm not a great big fan of, but I try to turn that into a practice. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be present while I do this, and it'll be the best dishes I've ever done.
Yes, and is noticing the temperature of the water and the smell of the soap, because we get nose blind to smells that we're familiar with. That's habituation, which is the opposite of mindfulness, right? Can I smell the soap and know? Can I notice the suds? Can I notice what the suds feel in my hands, right? Can I notice the weight of each different object that I am washing? That is meditation.
Yeah.
And when my mind is wandering and I'm no longer there, and when Elvis has left the building, I bring Elvis back, right? Okay, now I need to attend back to that's it, gently reconnecting to your experience in the moment.
And doctor, a lot of people out there are saying, Dr. Trent, I'm just too busy. I've got to think about this right now. I've got to think about how am I going to go about this throughout my day. I have to let Elvis leave the building. But one thing, and that used to be my excuse, I will admit that. But one thing that I've noticed, everything will be dealt with
more effectively
in its own time. Because I'm able to be mindful of the issue and accept the issue as it is, instead of looking at that issue with my premisconceptions, with my prejudgments, with my pre-thoughts. Now I'm approaching each problem with a blank slate, and I'm able to not remove myself emotionally, but look at it differently, maybe from a different angle that I wouldn't have. And so we don't have much time left. I always kind of digress off whenever you're here, but everything that you talk about is just so valuable for individuals. So if someone out there is listening and they're like, you know what, I'm willing to give this another shot, Doc, what do I need to do? If I was going to start a meditation mindfulness practice today, what advice would you give me?
There's many types of practice. So picking one that you can start with. It doesn't matter which one it is. All roads lead to Rome. There's tons of research, internet, free meditation guidance on the internet. There's YouTube videos, there's books. I mean, this is one of the most researched topics in psychology since the 70s. So but find a time or find a task. So if you don't want to sit, and just choose to be present and see what shows up.
Just be aware.
Just be aware.
Doc, I've got to go, but real quick, you've opened up a new practice. What's the address of that?
1949 Sugarland Drive, Suite 180. It is not new. It's been in place for 7 years now.
Oh, okay.
I just recently joined.
You just recently joined the
Yes.
practice.
Yes.
I apologize.
It's across, is on the Cottonwood building across from the DMV.
Fantastic. Doctor, it is always a pleasure and an honor having you on the show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You've been listening to Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM. Sheridan.